A very warm welcome and a good evening to Legit Hustlers here on Urban TV with me, Brenda Kembabazi. Now today we bring you Michael Wopo, who has found a passion in training dogs in whatsoever the needs of a dog is. He is here just to take care of that. He's one of the proprietors of the few training schools for dogs that we have here in Uganda. So he joins us today as he takes us through his journey of how he actually started this school and how he's carrying it on. A very warm welcome, Michael.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to have you on Urban TV.
You're most welcome.
So people in a nutshell would like to know, who is Michael Wopo?
Michael Wopo is my name, and I originate from Masaba land, that is Bugisu. And I am a married man with 2 kids.
Okay.
Very beautiful girls.
Quite interesting.
Yeah.
So can you take us through your education, how you actually went through school to where you are today?
I did all my primary from Bali. There's a school called Namad Primary School. And then I did my HSC from, O and HSC from Nkoma Senior Secondary School. It's in Bali town. And then from there I joined IIU. That's in Bali University, and I did veterinary science. So
immediately after campus, is it when you decided you would come up with Keisha, or did you actually start off in a different job?
What I had studied for was basically to do vet. That's what I learned. But the other side of ours, it's very hard to find many animals like in Western. And after school, in fact, I started doing something different. I did as a barberman in some salon. And after there, I also started some wiring, electricity. And eventually, that's when I got an opportunity and joined Uganda Police.
That is quite interesting. So from a barber to a technician to a policeman and now to a dog trainer. Tell us the transition.
In the police, of course, like any other police officer, you first go under normal training, which I went through in Masindi. And after 1 year, we were, of course, deployed. And I found myself in the dog section by then. Right now it's called the canine department, but by then it was called dog section. It was not a good department by the time we joined, 2007, end of 2007. But when we joined, I had the passion, not that much, but I had it. So that's how the whole thing began, and in the force, I worked only in the dogs. I've not worked anywhere else.
Okay.
Yes.
From the dog department and the police, how did you finally decide that I can actually do a training school of my own?
Of course, after the training, the induction of the dogs, going through induction of dog training, there was an opportunity as well among the people who showed interest in dogs, because in the canine we have a group of in the police now we have a group that do dog handling, and we have a group that do dog training. So as you're training, as you're in your induction, you realize that the instructors start choosing according to how you're performing, those that are able to go for handling and those that can go for dog training. And that's how I got a chance to be selected as one of the people to become dog trainers. I got a chance to be taken to Israel to train. And we were about 4 of us. From Israel, we came back to Uganda. That was around 2008, 2009. So when we came back, again, another training in Egypt. So when I came back, I started working like a normal, like a dog trainer actually, in the force. And we found there was a lot of demand. People did not actually understand what the dogs do. And why it was so, it was because the people who are there by then, I think, were not telling people how dogs are supposed to perform. And also, the force, I think, they did not have enough dogs. They actually had 6 dogs by the time we joined. So when we came in, we started training new dogs.
So was that enough reason for you to say that I can actually start up my own training school and help these people that need such types of dogs?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons, of course, when whenever you speak to people and you see the response is positive, it gives you a way forward. And I noticed there were many Ugandans who are middle class income, and they did not have actually the idea of you need to acquire a dog and you need to keep it at your home for security. So eventually when we realized they were interested, and a few questions they were asking, because one would think, I acquire a dog, how will I feed it? How will I treat it? How will I manage it? And all stuff like that. So I could come in and explain those that I could come in contact with. That's how I realized those clients that I landed on, because some of them immediately you talk to them, they pick the interest.
Tell us about starting small. Did you actually start with as many dogs as we see here, or did you start with a few dogs by, let's say, like breeding them, then later grooming and doing the other things?
Like any other business, the dog business requires money, and actually a lot of money to start. That is something I thought of, but I did not have too much of it. But I trusted my head. My head was the biggest capital. And once your head does the right job, the more you keep working around, the more you get clients, the more they keep on referring you. So by doing so, of course, I had some little money. And among the things that one requires really to begin a dog industry is you must have land. Land is a key point, because you can't do training from anywhere. You must have a ground where to do it from. And secondly, you can't do training without kennels like you see them. So all those, you need land, you need money to have structures on that very land. So, but as I kept on working, training from outside, doing as door-to-door training, that's how I kept on getting money. And whatever I could get, I could not eat it all. I could eat some little and save something.
As Kaisha dog trainers, what did you start as? Were you a breeder or were you a groomer?
I began as a dog trainer. That's what I can say, because dog breeding, it simply means you have the dogs to begin with to breed. And that requires resources, money, to import dogs here for breeding. So I started as a dog trainer. That's why it is called Kaisha dog trainer. That's how we began.
Okay.
Now the breeding part of it comes in after, when we realized, yes, you're training dogs to those who already have. But these ones who do not have, where do they get it? And then it gives you a second option. And that's how we went also into breeding. Okay. So now we are doing training and breeding. You
were a dog trainer yourself. You had actually gone to school for it and all that. But how did you come up with a team to do the same like you were doing?
I kept on recruiting, and you know, one man's, okay, I could call it that way. You know, when you're one, you cannot really achieve anything much. Usually you need to have a team. Teamwork is better than one person. So eventually when I realized that people were really supporting, they started getting into the dog business, like buying dogs for their security. So we needed people to work with, like to become trainers and those who can look after our kennels. Because even in training, we have two groups. Like these ones you've seen here, sit around here. There are more than 15. And then we have another team that stays those sides of town, where they rent. They go door to door still, because we have clients still who are not interested in bringing their dogs here. They want the service, but done their premises. So we had to recruit, and we are now quite a big number.
So as Kaisha dog trainers, what services do you offer to the dogs or to the people out there that own dogs?
Away from dog training, and dog training means a lot. It is either training your dog to become a security dog from your home, and this means training it maybe against poisoning, because this is what criminals usually think about, to poison your dog. So this is what we do. And then the basic obedience training, to make sure it listens to commands, and the aggression training, to make sure a dog is intelligent. It can easily differentiate between the new person and the person living within. So once you achieve that, that's training of security dog. So we also do training of sniffer dogs, explosive, a dog that can sniff explosives. Then also drug detection, pets, people with pets, house dogs. They have a problem, dogs pooping in their houses, peeing in their houses. And that's part of training. So when you talk about training, I wanted to enlighten them, because someone would ask, training what? So it's wide, but a lot in training, what we do.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do training, we do breeding, and then we also do, we're also dealing in accessories, dog food. We have shops that sell those things. And we also we have vets. Yeah, we have vets, like here we have a vet. We also have a vet at the office. If you call us for veterinary, those are some of the services that we offer. Vacations, people who are traveling, you can bring your dog here and we will keep it for you until the time you come back. Yeah, kennels, you have a dog, or you want to acquire a dog and you do not know where it's going to sleep. So we can construct for you a kennel, either permanent or wooden, and a very nice one. So those are some of the things that really we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of dogs do you breed and train here?
As Kaisha, currently we are breeding the Labradors, Golden Retrievers. We have the Chuchu. This is a Chinese breed. It's a pet dog. It's a beautiful dog. So you see it here, and we have them as well. We have German Shepherds. We have the Boerbells. We have the Rottweilers, and the small house dogs like the Maltese, the Terrier. Yeah, those are the ones currently we are mostly doing.
What period do you actually train these dogs for? If I brought my dog here today,
yeah,
and I wanted it to be a security dog, for how long would you keep it for me to have it back and it's perfect?
It depends, but the minimum could be 1 month. The maximum could be 2 months. Some dogs are slow, they're like human beings. Some dogs are faster. There are dogs that even learn in 3 weeks. Also, another challenge, what delays them is sometimes you find the dog's character is not good, so it makes us delay. But minimum 1 month, maximum 2 months.
Okay.
That's the period.
Okay. So you talked about the services that are door to door. If someone has a dog and they want you to maybe groom it to have it cleaned up, you actually go to their homes?
Yeah, grooming is part of it. Actually, one of the services that I did not even actually talk about, but grooming is one of it. Grooming simply meaning we can trim the dog's hair, we can clean the ears, we can trim the nails, brush the teeth. Yeah, that's what it means. And also checking the body. Yeah, it could be having ticks, it could be having fleas. That is part of grooming. Thorough cleaning of your dog. That's what it means.
There's so much about dogs that I did not know about. So you actually get a dog and brush its teeth?
Yes, even this one. See, it has white teeth. There are dogs that are dirty. When you look at their teeth, they are very, very dirty. So we have those, the toothpaste for dogs, specifically for dogs, because human toothpaste is different from the one of dogs. You know, for us, when you brush, you spit it, but a dog doesn't. And now, if it uses ours, it will definitely swallow it, and it's dangerous with them.